Hi, this is BB from clutterclearinglifecoaching.com. And today I want to talk about gratitude or the attitude of gratitude. Um, what is gratitude? Gratitude is when you're grateful for what you have, but you're also grateful for what's on the horizon, what's coming. Because if you're grateful for what you have, the universe will undoubtedly bring you things to be grateful for. This is a very basic concept of the law of attraction, of your whole energy, your state of being, because I believe that the attitude of gratitude is a state of being, just like joy. Happiness is from situation to situation, circumstance to circumstance. But joy is permanent. Joy is feeling peace, feeling love, feeling just ready to take on the day. Joy is always at the bottom. It's always there, always present. It's always there. You can tap into it anytime. You don't have to hear a specific joke or watch a movie or watch a sitcom or just see something funny or think of something funny to feel joy. Joy is always there. Joy and the attitude of gratitude, which is to say thank you. Sometimes all that is required is just a simple thank you. And you might say, well, what if I have debt? What if I'm in debt? I'm supposed to be grateful for everything, but what if I'm in debt? Okay. What if you are in debt? Are you grateful for the debt? Are you supposed to be grateful for the debt? Are you expected to be grateful for this debt? You would say no, because you don't like the debt. You hate the debt. You can't stand to even look at it. You don't want to think about it. What you have is a lot of aggression towards this money that you owe. Now, if you looked at this a different way, how can we look at it a different way? The fact that you once had good credit to be able to get into debt, or you had actually money to spend to the point where you got yourself into debt. See, when we are angry at things like debt, we have a tendency to lock it in place. We have a tendency to lock it in place because, like I said, the mind loves drama. And if you are being negatively emotionally impacted when you think of debt, it jumps up. It's gonna be ready to help you to find even more ways that you hate this money that you owe. But you're doing things that are not congruent with getting out of debt, because you're more focused on how much money you owe. And that is going to stay locked in place for a period of time. But we will make another video about that, about debt. How do we handle debt? How do we see debt? How do we allow the energy of debt to go so that more money flows and abundance is around us and in our lives, and we can tap into it once more. Let's focus on the attitude of gratitude. So it's okay to feel grateful for the debt, because there are other aspects surrounding the actual debt itself. Like, you once had good credit, you once had money, and once the debt is paid off, think of the relief that you will have. You can feel grateful in advance for that sense of relief. You can feel grateful in advance for that sense of peace. You can feel grateful in advance for getting your paycheck after the debt has been paid, and watch that money stay in your bank. The first paycheck after it's paid off, you have extra money, it's going to stay in the bank. You can watch, just close your eyes, see your bank account, and see the money in there resting. See the date as clear as possible. See the next day. see the next day, the following day, and you have money in the bank. And believe me, this is a great exercise, because if you see it, it's already pulling every subconscious positive energy in the universe to make that a reality. Because you have to think a thing before you do it. You have to think a thing before you can build it. So you're already engaging your whole senses, the creative energy, all your senses are now engaged into creating the relief from the debt. So that's something to be grateful for. Now, when you think of gratitude, what does it mean to you? What does being grateful mean to you? Does it mean you go to church and you give praise, you give thanks? Does it mean you go on your knees and you give thanks? Does it mean you just give thanks for whenever something good comes into your life? Or do you give thanks just because you were able to get up today? That your eyes are able to see? That you are able to hear my voice? That you had a meal today? That you're able to afford to buy shoes, clothes? Now, you don't have to compare yourself to somebody else who's less fortunate to be grateful. That's, I think, is counterproductive. It's not a competition. You just need to feel grateful for what you have. It's like, name something, get a pen and a piece of paper and write down something that you actually feel grateful for in this moment. Now, that could be the simplest of things. Like you put in a resume for a job. That's something to be grateful for. You actually had a computer. You actually had, you're literate enough to fill out a resume, to create a resume and send it off. That may seem like small potatoes, like almost nothing, but it matters in the end. Gratitude is everything. Whatever you're grateful for, you will get more of the same. Now we touch back on the same debt again. Because when you think of debt, you have bad feelings. We're not grateful for the actual money we owe. We're grateful for what we know is going to happen after. To speed that process, bring it faster into creation. Make it a reality even faster. Because that's what you're grateful for. You almost are feeling the relief. Oh, I thought this would never end, but here we are. So, when it comes to the attitude of gratitude, it's a simple thing. And I believe it's profound, and many people have lost their way when it comes to that. Just to say thank you to yourself, your efforts, your higher self, your creator. If you believe, if you're an atheist, it doesn't matter. Just to say thank you. Whoever is supposed to hear will hear. Just have that attitude of gratitude. Be thankful for everything. Even bad things, like debts, like I said, debt. Even for if you had a failed marriage or your business went bankrupt, think of all that you've learned from that. Because once you've learned from that what won't work or what you did wrong, that's a win. That's a strength. You can start over again. So you're grateful. You are now grateful because that puts you ahead of many people. We're not comparing what we're just saying. That puts you ahead of many people. You can now even share that experience with them of what not to do. So that's something to be grateful for. These are trying times, and when you think of all the things that are going wrong, but we have to be grateful for the good in them. We have to be grateful for the one piece of strength, the one thing that is a lesson, that is a valuable life lesson. It's worth it because it's something to be grateful for. And in a moment when you're overwhelmed, when you're overwrought, when you're feeling down, it's not easy to grab onto. It's not easy to focus on being grateful for feeling bad. What you should be grateful for was the lesson that was learned. You think about that 2 days later, when the pain starts to subside and you feel a little better, then you understand it, because you would never do that again. Like with let's say some people say, well, if your relationship didn't work out, that's not something to be grateful for. What you should be grateful for are the lessons that you learned. Maybe it was a relationship where you were disrespected. You have learned that you will not tolerate disrespect. You have learned that you want respect. It's a two-side. You have learned what doesn't work, or what don't work for you anymore, what will not work for you, what is unacceptable. Let's say sometimes my personal saying and my personal belief is, you may not know what you do want, but sometimes you do know what you don't want. In fact, most times you know what you don't want. So let's look at the attitude of gratitude a different way, and let's focus on being grateful and seeing that silver lining behind any cloud and every cloud, because it's there. And even when you're feeling sad, just be grateful that you're alive, you're there, for you, for the empathy that you have for you. Because if you don't have empathy, you cannot feel sad. If you don't have empathy, if you don't have self-love, if you don't have love for other people, you will not feel sad. So just hold that love there in your heart. Hold that feeling of gratitude to you for just a moment, and bask in it, and say thank you. You don't have to clasp your hands, but just say thank you. The attitude of gratitude should be applied to everything in life, because it's a fundamental truth or law of nature. It's just like everything rests on it, to be grateful for what you have. It's almost as important as love, if not as important as love. Because gratitude is everything. Gratitude raises your vibration, raises your energy. People will notice you feeling better because they will feel that energy, the charged energy. Feels great. So, with that being said, if you need my help with any of this, if you feel like you're losing your attitude of gratitude, like you're not feeling grateful for a lot of things, my website link, I will post a link in the description. It is Clutter Clearing, lifecoaching.com. That's clearing out the clutter of what might be blocking your attitude of gratitude. Because these are just basic stuff. Whatever you come to me with will be probably something completely out of the ballpark of what I said, and we will tackle it from there. That is clutterclearinglifecoaching.com. Fill out the contact form, put your phone number. I will call you as soon as I'm able to, and we will go over how I can help you to reach the next chapter of your beautiful life. Until then, stay safe. Peace.